Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I am back playing some skeletons in standard best of one. I want to find out if the Bloodghast has a place in this deck. Bloodghast, super cool card. It is a 2/1 for 2. This creature can't block, but it gains haste as long as the opponent has 10 or less life. And then landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may return this card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So this is a really good card as like sack fodder. It can help us turn on our what is it called? Descend ability on the Corpses of the Lost. We can also discard it to something like Bitter Triumph. Shout out to Half Giraffe for that recommendation. But yeah, Bloodghast, pretty sweet card. I finally crafted this card, so, well, you don't have to if it ends up sucking. We're going to jump into some games and find out if it has a place in a mono-black skeleton aggro shell. All right, we are against Koi Koi on a Friday, playing some skeletons. We get to go first, and we have a nice looking opening hand. Maybe not so nice if we don't find the third land, but I believe that we're going to find it. We'll get there. Our opponent nice and friendly over there, and we get to find a Llanowar Elf. So I think it's probably best for us just to kill the Llanowar Elf. We have the Bitter Triumph. There's no reason not to just throw off the trajectory, get rid of that, and go on from there. Anyways, before I forget, the normal stuff, do like, subscribe, and comment up. Especially help me with the subscriptions. I do appreciate that. We see the channel growing ever so frequently. You know, 1, it keeps going up every day. So I do appreciate all the new people that are finding their way into the channel. And comment up. Let me know, do you think Bloodghast deserves to be in this deck, or am I out of my mind playing Bloodghast in this deck? I really want it to be a cool card. It seems like in theory it should work with a lot of the things that we have, like the Bitter Triumph, the Corrupted Conviction. We want to get rid of our stuff and you know, have a little bit of an engine going, but I just don't know. I've been playing the deck quite a bit in testing, and it has had mixed results. So I just figured I'd throw on the camera, throw it to the arena, and hope it works out. I don't know what's going on with the opponent, though. Did they just get hit for 6 and decide that they're done with this game? Okay. Opponent's back. They got the Azure Beastbinder, but they had to take 1 damage to do that. Maybe that's what was giving them pause. So we can probably Bitter Triumph the Beastbinder. No, we bitter we get rid of the Keenhide, because if they want to block with the Beastbinder, they're going to have to lose it. They're going to go down 6 life. It was a bad spot for them. Anyways, okay, we get our first win. Maybe the deck can do well. However, I do think we only got that one because Koi Koi stumbled. Okay, game number 2. Nakai this time. Let's have another repeat performance. Unfortunately, the opponent gets to go first. And we do have some good early game, but we don't have the support. I like the removal of the Final Vengeance, because with the Forsaken Miner, we can usually bring it back. Hey, a little bit more removal. That sounds good to me. Let's get out one of these Skelly boys. If the opponent doesn't have anything to follow up on turn 2, we can just go out with both of these creatures. They have the Pyromancer, though, so I think probably we are going to traject the Pyromancer. Get in for 2, and then Forsaken Miner to present kind of a nice little board. A Corpse of the Lost off the top here would be absolutely insane. Instead, they have a Screaming Nemesis, which they get in with. I'm okay with that. Now, we didn't find our corpses, but we did find a pretty good card. The Sunset Saboteur is not bad. Anything I put the +1/+1 counter on, I can get rid of with the Final Vengeance. What is the opponent up to? They're a mono-red burn deck. Cool sleeves, by the way. I've never seen that one before. But they were playing Starting Towns. Why would they play Starting Towns in their presumably mono-red burn deck? This could be a Boros burn deck, and they're playing that for the white source. But Boros has pretty good mana. A Lightning Helix to the face instead. Okie doke. I wouldn't hate an attack in... Wow. A Burst Lightning on my poor little tiny bones. That's a little surprising. Okay. Well, we're gonna attack in. And I think I'm okay just doing it this way, right? So we get rid of the Forsaken Miner, but the Forsaken Miner can come right back. We get rid of their threat, and now we have 8 damage on the board with a Feed the Swarm in the hand. If they put out just a blocker, we'll be able to get through that. If they start removing our creatures, they're kind of looking at our creatures to remove them. Oh, okay, Boros Charm to the face. That hurts. But they did take some damage. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. So I guess I go... the Bloodghast had its moment in the sun there. The Bloodghast could have gotten the extra little bit of damage in because it had haste. But Corpse of the Lost is a little bit of a cooler card, so we'll play that one out. Okay. Okay, 2 in the bag. Let's hope that this can keep rolling. This mono black deck is such an interesting deck to me. There are so many different ways that it can be built, and I just don't really see a lot of consensus on which build of the deck or how the deck should be built in the community. I see a lot of people having their own little spins on the deck. Definitely my deck is quite a bit different from what I think you would expect from a lot of people. I don't like taking the 2 damage here from the Timeline Color against another Boros Burn player, but I think that's just the situation that I'm in. We'll see what they do with this Hired Claw, but I'm going to need to find some kind of removal here, or we might just be dead. They've plotted a Slick Shot Show-Off, which probably good news for us in the end. I guess we go out with a very slow Stash Skeleton, and then they're probably going to kill us on the next turn, or nearly kill us at least. They have a Sacred Foundry tapped, but I have to imagine they're going to have a little bit of power up for this Slick Shot Show-Off. Woo. Okay. Well, I think taking the stash is interesting. I'm fine with that. Them gaining so much life definitely puts us in a bad spot, and I don't know. I'm going to put out the Corpse, get in for 6. But it's really fruitless, I guess, because I imagine they're going to have... They have 4 damage. They need to just find another 6 damage, which is very easy when you have a Slick Shot Show-Off on the field. And they're going to be gaining so much life that I'm pretty sure this is just... We didn't find any of our removal. We're playing quite a bit of removal in the deck, but we didn't find a single piece of the removal. And we're not dead. They need 1 more point of damage. They weren't able to pump up the Hired Claw, but now we're dead. Can you imagine? Look how little removal we found. I mean, we have a lot of it in the deck, but let's see if we can go find something. Not a single piece of removal. At least it was a fast one. All right, not going to let that loss to Boros Burn get us down. I think the Boros Burn decks, you know, they go first. What can you really do against them? Probably not play out a Timeline Color and deal damage to yourself. Oh, is it going to be one of these days where we just get hit by the the prime suspects of best of 1, life gain and mono red? Maybe. Let's see what they got. The Leonin Vanguard. So we could use the trajectory, but they might have... I'm not going to use it yet because if they have an Essence Channeler on the following turn, they're not going to be able to gain life with just the Leonin Vanguard. So that could give us the opportunity to get rid of their Ajani's Pridemate or the Essence Channeler. So there's no reason to... okay, that's fine. It's kind of fine. It's not super fine, but it's fine. We have to use all of our mana to get rid of the Leonin Vanguard. And I think I have to do it because I can't let them keep gaining life like that. Okay. But we get to solve our stashed skeleton, and maybe we can go and start getting some other stuff. Or we just play out a couple of timeline colors and start smacking in. All right. Okay, they are stuck on 2 mana, so let's hope that that is a sign of them stumbling. I need this opponent to stumble. I don't think I beat them very often. Are they going to attack in? Yeah, okay. I mean, of course they're going to attack in. Why wouldn't they attack in? So I could use the case, but it doesn't let me. Man, this is so bad. I can't like go and get the Corpse of the Lost to play it out and then get like the benefit of it coming back. Instead, I guess I could grab. I think I still just grab that, and then I play out the Sunset Saboteur and hope that I can start getting in some damage. But this the Sunset Saboteur against an opponent with a Shelter by Ghost actually kind of good because I can fail to pay the 2 ward over here. So that's a thing. Are they sitting on just like a Leonin Vanguard and a whole bunch of Shelter by Ghosts? I mean, that's kind of a keepable hand, right? 2 mana, creature, and 3 Sheltered by Ghosts. I'd keep that. We didn't deserve that win. This deck is struggling a little bit. I think we would have lost. Think about how difficult it was for us to go up against an opponent that was stuck on 2 mana, and like we did nothing to them. We're an aggro deck, and they're at 18 life. To be fair, they gained quite a bit of life with their Leyline of Hope and the Shelter by Ghost, but I don't know. But a win is a win, and we're going to take it. And we're going to move on to game number 5 and just keep moving. Now this hand, I'm going to immediately throw it away because we just had nothing to do. This hand doesn't look much better, but I do like the Corrupted Conviction into Bloodghast. This is kind of what we're testing out, so it's fine, I think, to keep this. We're going to go turn 1 Timeline Color into turn 2 Bloodghast into a turn 3 Conviction. So do I want to get rid of one of the Convictions or do I want to get rid of one of the Swamps? That is a pretty interesting question. I kind of want to get rid of the swamp. You're going to draw into a swamp, right? We're not going to find a swamp to be able to bring back the Bloodghast with the landfall. I'm quite certain it's going to work out. Let's be polite to the opponent, give them a nice little smiley face. And yeah, hope things keep going in our favor. I don't know. The opponent has AFK'd. So we're going to play out the Bloodghast. We're going to pass it back to them, but this might just be a dead game. And if that's the case, that's the case. Oh, nope, the opponent's back. So they have just missed a turn. And I think what do? You got to be the bad guy in this situation, and you got to, yeah. Well, you don't just give it to them, right? So we get our Bloodghast back. This is what we want to be doing. We play out our Timeline Color, and still the position doesn't look all that great, does it? Like, it's fine, but it's fine. It's good. The position's good. Sure. We bring back our color, or not color, our Bloodghast. We play out the Saboteur, and then just pass. Okay. So we don't have lethal damage yet. It kind of looks like they might be on a Kona deck. No, they're on a Reanimator deck. Okay. So we need to kill them before next... We might be in trouble, actually. As crazy as that sounds. So we get rid of that blocker. And does it matter? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go out Warped and take them down to 2. but 2 is not dead. And if they have... Okay. Huh. What did they have in the graveyard? I'm very curious. I don't know what they took back, but they probably have a Kavaro in hand if they didn't grab the Kavaro. And they didn't have the thing that's going to wipe us, so it's very likely that they probably just didn't have it. We were able to aggro them down. But they did miss that first land drop. Who knows what could have happened if they didn't AFK through that first turn. Game number 6. Let's be on the play and get a nice ideal hand. Instead, the opponent's on the play. It's not bad. You know, I will try it. The Faithful, Faller's Faithful is an interesting card. You know, it's in the deck to serve dual purposes. We can destroy up to 1 target creature, so if there is a very important creature that the opponent has that we want to get rid of, we can definitely do that. At the same time, we can kill one of our own creatures, and from that, we can draw a couple of cards. Is the opponent playing a tempo deck? Okay, well, they told us with that Flood Pit's Drowner. They didn't even let us attack in. So they tap down our Tiny Bones. We can't attack, so we play out the Case of this Stash Skeleton, and we hope that we draw into a Corpses of the Lost, because that's the only thing that's going to get us through a tempo game. I think we need to start chain bouncing the Corpses of the Lost and just put out a whole bunch of 3/2s and 4 or whatever they end up being. They're base 3/2, right? Okay, Prof's Eidetic Memory for the opponent. We might need to Bitter Triumph this Flood Pitch Drowner now that they're pumping it up ever so slightly. And we are just drawing not great. Let's... Do I care about 3 life here? Let's attack in first. I mean, it has Menace, so there's no way they're going to do anything about it. I don't think they have a way of dealing with this, and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to pay 3 life. It's going to really suck if they have... I don't know what they could even have to deal with that for 1 mana. Spell Pierce, obviously, right? And we'll hold up the Corrupted Conviction just in case they want to remove one of these creatures. We can react, I guess. Astrologian's Planisphere. That's good. Actually, a little bit scary for us. Oh, Corpse of the Lost is Dynamite. Okay. Please don't have a counter for it. Oh. It kind of feels like they do, right? And they're going to pump up the hero. So Tiny Bones might be back. What? I was going to say Tiny Bones might be back on defense. Are we still keeping Tiny Bones back on defense? I think so. By the way, oh, why? I should buy the Tiny Bones, what do you call it? Pet is in the store right now, and I feel like Tiny Bones needs to be my pet for this. Is it called a pet? I'm not sure. It needs to be in this deck, though. They block the 3/2, and they bounce the Tiny Bones. So, you know what? I think I'm going to try to sacrifice the Tiny Bones. Sure, I could have let it bounce back to hand and played it out, but I'm going to do that because this is going to give me a couple of different... Well, it's going to give me this back to hand is what it's doing. And they go up to... What happened there? Whoa! Okay, okay. So they used Magic Damper. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until the end of turn. Untap it. That's pretty cool. Wasn't very cool for us, but... Alright, okay, I'm digging what the opponent's doing. They were able to keep the hero alive. It should have known that they had a plan for that. You don't just block a 3/2 with a 1/1 for no reason. They go out with a warped Quantum Riddler instead of just playing it out legit, which they could have done. They're going to bounce it. Okay. Wow, and we're going to get hit for 7 here. All right, I love everything that the opponent's doing. We're just in trouble, right? This is going to come back. They're going to draw another card. And what do we have? We have not a whole lot. So I suppose what I do is attack in with the 2/1, like, and then they let it through. But I could just kill both creatures, right? The thing is, they're going to... Okay. I'm going to attack in anyways. Because if I could not allow them to draw a card, I would prefer that be the case. And now we just kind of have to try to do Faller's Faithful into Trajectory. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Do they have the hexproof? Hexproof. Okay, secret identity, but we... Right, because the thing didn't disappear. It didn't matter, we were dead. We're not dead, but now I'm gonna shame scoop. We're gonna shame scoop that one up and move on to our 7th game and pretend that I didn't just automatically have it coded into my brain that I was going to go out with the tragic trajectory. Okie doke. Our 7th and final game, we gotta smarten up. I've been playing a lot today. And I think when I play this game too much, just repetitively playing, my brain turns to absolute mush. We get to play against probably, yay, Synthesizer, the deck that I said doesn't need to be banned, which absolutely probably does need to be banned, but that's a conversation for another day. We'll get in with the Tiny Bones. They're going to Saw Blade it. Wow! And we're going to play out... Us going second sucks in this matchup because they're just going to have everything they need one step ahead of us. It's not over, though. It's possible. Okay. Lots of good stuff coming out from the opponent. We get to do at least the Corpse of the Lost, get in for 6 damage. The best we're going to do. And then we're going to hope that they don't have the Starcage Pinnacle right here. They have the United Battlefront, so they probably have a Starcage Pinnacle into a Synthesizer, because why wouldn't they hit it? Man, wasn't that whiff really good in that video that I did? Ooh. But they didn't. They hit my favorite card, Authority of the Consuls. Everybody loves seeing this card. Sometimes I wish I swore. Sometimes I wish I swore. All right. So we're going to take them down to 10. And now what's the play? Is the play the Faithful? I think it's this. Okay. We're going to gain them a little bit of life. We're going to draw 2 cards off of that. We draw a Bloodghast. We are also going to be able to use this next turn. I think if they end up having the Starcage, they have it. It's nothing we can do about it. Repurposing Bay. Well, they go and find the Starcage now. Unless they go, maybe they take a turn off and they go and find the Simulacrum Synthesizer, which would not be a bad thing. Really, they're only getting 2 cards here if they went the other way. So now things are a little interesting. I can go and get the Feed the Swarm to kill the Authority. The thing is that this thing doesn't have haste yet because they're at 12 life, not less than 10. But on the following turn, I can use them. Now, let's say I went and got a Corpse of the Lost instead. And I put out the Corpse of the Lost. No, I have to get rid of the Authority, right? The Authority is the thing that kills us. Am I putting too much... Where is it? Where's Feed the Swarm? Can I not go grab Feed the Swarm? Am I... Where... I just don't... Oh, there it is. There it is. I thought I was losing my mind. I think I have to get it anyways. Okay. So Feed the Swarm. We destroy that. We attack in... Take them down to 5, and then... Is there any reason to play this? No, I'm going to keep it in hand, just in case I draw like a Convicted, what is it? Corrupted Conviction. Because then I can play it with the Bloodghast, maybe cast that. There are things that I could potentially do here. I think they go and grab the Star Cage now. They do, but it's only going to get 2. The Faithful is going to stay on the field. But we only have... They're going to make another... They have 4 mana up. They're probably going to have another 3 CMC. Yeah, repurposing Bay. So we have 2 blockers that we have to get around. And it's just not good enough. I suppose we still try to slam in. Oh, I played it wrong. I played out my land beforehand. All right. So we get in for 2. And we get to remove something. I think it didn't matter, no matter what, right? It would have been nice to bring back the Bloodghasts. But maybe I don't want the Bloodghasts, actually. Because they might just have another Star Cage. Maybe I want it in the graveyard. But I could have had the land to play out next turn. I'm not sure. I think I'm too tilted. The opponent just having literally everything that they need here. They can go and get another synthesizer. They can go get 2... No, they can only get 1 synthesizer. But they could also go and get Fire Crystal. So they use this mana to get rid of this to grab a Fire Crystal and just kill us. Yeah. All right. Well, GG opponent. They had it. That Fire Crystal came out really fast. Kind of seemed like a bot. Just saying. Just saying. That was like automatic. As soon as they clicked it, like it flopped out onto the field. All right. Wrap up. All right, so the Skeleton aggro deck, I have played about 30 games with this one, and we are under 50% with the Bloodghasts. The Bloodghasts are proving not to be the magic sauce that I need for this deck, although maybe there's some other configuration that would make the mono-black aggro deck a little bit better. Maybe it's just not working with the Skeletons necessarily, but I overall wasn't very impressed with the Bloodghast. They felt kind of clunky. It's nice when you can take advantage of the landfall, but often they didn't have haste. They were just hitting the field as a 2/1, not really helping the cause very much. Also not very impressed with Faller's Faithful. I know a lot of decks are running it, but this card also, I don't know, a little bit weird to me. If you have some recommendations, I would love it, but what I can say for you is that the Bloodghast is not the thing that I want in my deck right now. I think it's a very easy removal from this one, and you probably should not be crafting it. You don't see a lot of people running Bloodghast in general in Standard, and I think there's a very good reason for that. It's an old design card that used to be good back in its heyday, but now I feel like it's just not quite there on the power level of where it needs to be. It needs a whole lot more working for it, or it needs to be in a very specialized deck. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you had fun watching me, I don't know, have some trouble with the Skeletons deck. The Skeleton deck, honestly, not really functioning the way that I want it to, but it's probably because this is my build of it, and it's not ideal. That's it for this one. Take care for now. Enjoy your weekend, and sarange ipuna. Bye-bye.